Over the past few days, one of the most talked about topics on Chinese social media has been the scandal of the Shanghai socialites. As someone who spent years observing modern social behavior, almost like a social scientist, I was invited by friends to weigh in on several online groups, and I simply replied, "That's it?" I didn't get too deep in those chats, but in this video, I'm going to give you the full picture with details you won't find in a text post. The scandal centers on a group of young women who would get together to share luxury afternoon teas, stays at five-star hotels, designer accessories, and even recycled pantyhose for photo shoots. It all got exposed and went viral. Sounds wild, but it's real. A kind of shared economy, don't you think? But the real question is, where are all these rich, beautiful women coming from? Some people think the whole thing is just clever marketing, but that's surface-level thinking. What I'm about to share with you is what I call level 18 knowledge. To get a closer look, I created a second account on social media and started following several of these socialites. Their daily life looks like something out of a reality show: workouts, luxury cars, gourmet dinners, and hotel room selfies with skyline views. If you try messaging some of them, they'll ask you to add them on a private messaging app, but to do that, you usually have to pay around $30. They say it's to filter out casual fans. Then, for another $70 or so, you can get VIP access to private posts like Instagram stories, but locked behind a paywall. And if you're after more provocative content, you can pay around $180 to date her online. That gets you into private groups where explicit videos and other extras are shared. If you're a generous spender, you might even get an in-person meetup, what they call zero-distance contact. The promise? You'll feel not just her sweetness, but her salt too. Want a $30,000 Birkin bag just for one night? A date with a splash of French perfume costs $800. Going out with full glam adds another $200, and her makeup alone is worth at least $100. For $1,500, you get the full luxury experience. Sounds worth it? If it is, go ahead. You're starting to get the idea, right? This model of sharing luxury experiences and designer goods operates almost like a business. These socialites won't even look at guys driving BMWs or Audis because a husband material guy can't afford to sustain this lifestyle. Most of them don't have traditional jobs. They live off special arrangements. And if you're going in thinking you can win over a perfect 10, don't blow your budget right away. If you do, she'll size you up, keep you around, and it'll get harder to actually win her over. That's level 16. These Instagram princesses weren't born this way. Most started off like any ordinary girl. Drugstore makeup, fast food, food selfies, and heavy filters on Instagram. But then came the temptation of La Mer cream, caviar, and a social feed that looks like a fashion magazine. They decided to fight with the tools they had. If a girl didn't have access to formal education but had guts and a sharp mind, she used male desire to generate income. She flies to Korea for plastic surgery, comes back with the trending beauty look, and with the help of an agent, polished social media, and the right packaging, she multiplies her value. But most don't go much further. When they get older, they switch strategies and look for a sponsor to keep the lifestyle going. But most don't save a dime. They live without a plan and lose their sense of direction. It's a risky path. Now, if a woman has a college degree and beauty, whether natural or upgraded, then with the right mix of surgery, professional photos, emotional intelligence, and carefully arranged dates, she can reach level 17. Marrying a celebrity? That's rare. But landing a wealthy businessman who stays under the radar? That's already a big win. Take, for example, the recent wedding of a Chinese mining tycoon and his second wife. It blew up online. In her wedding speech, she compared herself to a high-quality gold mine and said her husband, being an experienced geologist, knew how to spot one. That's a level 18 move. She introduced herself as an MBA graduate from the US and a former VP at a well-known financial firm. That foreign MBA made all the difference. It elevated her resume to a whole new level way above the average pretty girl. More importantly, her job in finance gave her access to a different social circle, where she eventually met her future husband. The MBA became the sweet spot where powerful men and ambitious women meet. Years ago, A similar story happened when a Chinese influencer met a billionaire at a business program. It was even said that during enrollment season, some women would hand out hotel cards to CEOs. There's also the case of a famous influencer who met his muse at Columbia University. People say he was super studious, but when he went to the US to learn English, things didn't go as planned, and it turned into a meme. See where I'm going with this? In the end, it's knowledge that changes your fate. Looks alone won't get you to level 18. You need education, culture, emotional intelligence to be elegant at dinner and practical in daily life. That's market economy. The market is ruthless and layered. Even in the sugar baby world, there are bottom-tier and top-tier players. The high-level ones know, luxury and looks are just the foundation. What really sets you apart is a smart brain. Look at traditional Chinese courtesans and Japanese geishas. They knew how to play instruments, paint, write, and hold intellectual conversations. As writer Lu Xun said, skip one day of study, and even a husky will pass you by. And after level 18, what's next? Of course, there's more. My ultimate respect goes to Wendy Deng. She surpassed any PhD. In my view, she's level 99. I'm not making this up. If you know her story, leave it in the comments. And let's remember that famous quote. A man conquers the world to win a woman. A woman conquers the man to win the world. Lu Xun wasn't wrong. So fellas, keep your eyes wide open. These beautiful, well-trained women can scam you with a smile. And if it doesn't work, there's still reality, television, cocktails, and backup plans waiting for you. Some guy might say, man, this is way above my league. I don't even have $1,000. I'm not even level 16. But hey, don't sweat it. Edison Chen taught us the secret to attraction is great photography. Shou Luo proved that for group activities, you need physical stamina. Hone your skills, take better photos, and level 16 is yours. A friend of mine started shooting boudoir portraits. I asked, weren't you supposed to be photographing at that 5-star hotel with the skyline view? He said the studio lighting was dark. I pointed at his six-pack and asked how he got it. He grinned. By working out with the socialites I shoot. And here's the kicker. I asked if he charged them. He got annoyed. With all this talent, wardrobe, and equipment, they should be paying me. I only don't charge out of pity. Honestly, I'm still not sure what he meant by mutual exemption. Coincidentally, I got an ad. Anyone interested in sharing a Shanghai socialite for $1,500 a day? We need 100 guys. Each pays $15 for 10 minutes with your dream girl. And then it hit me. That's the same model used by Japanese pop idol meet and greets. Anyway, that's it for today. I've probably said too much. If I suddenly disappear, you'll know why. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And to close, a quote from Simone de Beauvoir's second letter, for all those beautiful young women. A man's greatest fortune is being forced to walk a tough road early on. A woman's tragedy is being surrounded by almost irresistible temptations. She isn't encouraged to fight, but to slide toward pleasure. When she realizes she was fooled by illusions, it's too late. Her strength has been spent on failed attempts. Ladies, take care of yourselves. See you in the next video.